Dear students, there are several modes of operations in CNC machine. So in this lecture, we will discuss about the different types of uh, modes of CNC machining. Okay. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed the types of CNC machine, and in which that we have studied the different types of machines like open loop, closed loop, and different axes, number of axes of CNC machines, uh, different types of CNC machine. But in today's class, we will discuss about the different modes of operations of CNC machine. So every CNC machine has couple of modes, or I call it standard working modes, such as auto mode, single block mode, MDI, that is the manual data input mode, and jog mode. And there will be more modes, but those mostly will be CNC machine or CNC control specific modes. Okay, and there is different modes are basically used according to the requirement, like according to the requirement of the job which you are going to machine on this CNC machine, or I can say which you are going to manufacture on the CNC machine. Okay, so these modes we can in most of the machine, because the number of different types of modes are basically the controller specific, but in a broad sense we can categorize that modes like, or I can say these modes are the CNC machine jog mode, that is the number one, CNC machine jog mode, and then CNC machine MDI mode or MDA mode. MDI means manual data input mode, and MDA means manual data automatic mode. And CNC machine single block mode, and CNC machine auto mode or automatic mode, that is the fourth one. Okay, so that different modes we can use according to the job specification. So let us discuss one by one that different types of modes. So first mode is the CNC machine jog mode. Okay, CNC machine jog mode is one of the most used CNC mode. Jog mode is mostly used to travel the CNC machine carriage or a CNC machine slide in case of the CNC milling machine, such as CNC machines axis movement like X, Y, and Z axis. These axis movement can be via axis specific keys or through the CNC machine hand wheel. That CNC machine hand wheel will supply the number of pulses to the specific motors, or that is connected with the specific axis. So by that hand wheel or by pressing the different keys, you can supply the number of pulses and you can move that axis or that slides, I can say the table, in the specified direction. Okay, this manual mode basically is used in the CNC machines so that it can behave like a standard or conventional machine. Okay, in CNC jog mode, that is also known as the manual mode. Manual mode. So in CNC jog mode and manual mode, the CNC machine behaves like a standard conventional machine. A CNC machining center behaves like a manual milling machine. Okay, a CNC turning center behaves like an engine lathe. Like a CNC milling machine will behave like a manual milling machine, and similarly the CNC turning center, that we can also say that CNC lathe machine will like an engine lathe. The physical position of the mode switch that are included as manual mode include manual or jog, hand wheel, and reference return. Okay, you can use hand wheel to supply these feed pulses to the motor. With the manual mode, the operator of CNC machine is allowed to process the jobs also by pressing different buttons and turn hand wheels and active switches in order to attain the desired machine function. Okay, the activation of each button on on the CNC machine or switch in the manual mode has an immediate response. Like if we take the example, if the correct mode switch position is selected and if the correct button is pressed, the spindle will start. If a switch is turned on, the coolant will come on. If joystick is held in the direction or another, the corresponding machine axis will move. Or instead of the joystick, if your machine will have the turn wheel, then if you will move it clockwise, then it will move these table in certain direction, and when you at the moment you will move that turn wheel in counterclockwise direction, then it will move in the opposite direction. Okay, and so you have to decide that at which axis you are going to supply these pulse train using that joystick, or I can say that button, manual hard buttons, or the turn wheel. Note that those things that cannot be done in the manual mode must be done in manual data input mode, the second mode of the operation. Okay, so let us discuss the second mode of the operation, that is CNC machine MDI mode or MDA mode. MDI stands for manual data input. Manual data input. Okay, and MDA stands for manual this stands for manual data automatic. Okay, that is the MDA mode. The CNC machine MDI mode or MDA mode can be called a semi-automatic mode. That we can call it as semi-automatic mode. Okay. The CNC MDI or MDA mode is mostly used to index tool. Okay, so that modes are basically used to index tools. Okay, or that CNC MDI or MDA modes is mostly used to index tools or to execute one block of CNC code, or some modes of the CNC such as Simuric 840D, you can execute multi-block CNC program in MDA mode. Okay, the CNC M codes can be executed in MDI or MDA mode. We can execute the M codes also. M codes can be executed. Okay, you can even rotate the CNC machine spindle to a specific RPM in MDI or MDA mode. Okay, so we can also rotate that spindle in MDI and or MDA mode. So this mode that is named as a manual data input mode includes two positions on the mode switch, the edit position and the manual data input position. In each case, the operator will be entering data through their keyboard provided on the panel of the CNC machine or on the control panel and display screen. Through these mode switches positions have substitutional differences with we consider them together for two reasons. First, both mode switch positions involve entering data through the keyboard. With the edit position of the mode switch, a program is entered or modified with the MDI position of the mode switch. CNC commands are entered and executed. Second, both provide manual capabilities that can also be done in a more automatic way. In edit mode, the operator can enter CNC programs into the control memory. And this can also be accomplished by loading the program from some outside device such as a computer or tape reader or in modern CNC machines we can consider like some pen drives also. In MDI mode, CNC commands are entered through the keyboard and display screen manually and can be executed once. If the command must be executed a second time, the operator must enter the MDI command second time, or I can say again. However, if the same command is included in the program, it can be executed automatically over and over without having to be retyped. So that is the manual data input mode. Okay, and next mode is the CNC machine single block mode. The CNC machine single block mode. The CNC program consists of the CNC program blocks that each line of that program is named as CNC program block. The CNC program blocks are numbered such as N. It may have some numbers, some alphabets like N10, that is the block number, and another N20, that is the another block number, N30, it is the another block number, and so on and so forth. In CNC machine, single block like N10, G00, X10, Y10, Z100, F certain like 50, S 500, so like this is a single block, okay, of the CNC code. So in CNC machine single block mode, when you press the cycle start button on the CNC machine control panel, only one block of the CNC program will be executed at the machine slide, or CNC machine carriage will stop, or you might say that the CNC machine cutting tool feed will be at hold. But remember that this does not mean that the CNC machine fully stops. Okay, only CNC machine axis movement will be at hold, and all the other functions like coolant will be continue to flow and spindle will continue to rotate. Okay, in short, the CNC machine single block mode will not affect the machine spindle rotation, but it will only hold the tool feed after the CNC program block is executed. And if you press the cycle start button again, the next program block of the CNC program will be executed and the machine will again be at hold after that block completion. So it is the CNC machine single block mode, like that will execute the block by block. The program will be execute block by block. Next and most interesting mode is the CNC machine auto mode or automatic mode. You will rarely see a production shop CNC machine out of CNC machine auto mode. The most used mode on the CNC machine is the CNC auto mode. Okay, the CNC machine control panel has a setting key, which when switched off, the machine will only be in auto mode and you can't change that mode. Okay, so that is by default. The CNC will be in the automatic mode in some controllers like Cinemoric 840D. In CNC machine auto mode, when you press the cycle start button on the machine control panel, the whole CNC program will be executed. Okay, so in CNC machine auto mode, when you will press the CNC start button, the machine control panel of the whole CNC program will be executed. It will execute automatically. That will not execute one by one according to the block also. To run the CNC machine in auto mode, there are some conditions on some CNC machines, like as the CNC machine safety guard door must be closed. Then, so when at the moment if this door will close, then only that will execute the CNC automatic mode. Okay, so that are basic different types of modes of the CNC machine. Let me write the key points about the CNC machine auto mode or automatic mode here. So like the first thing, you will it is the default mode of operation. Okay, and some conditions on some CNC machines, such as some conditions are necessary to fulfill, like the CNC machine safety guard door must be closed, like CNC machine safety guard door must be closed. Okay, that are a few key points. CNC machine in auto mode, when you will press the cycle start button, the CNC machine control panel will execute the whole block. It will execute whole program. Okay, it will execute whole program. So that are different modes of operation of the CNC machine. Thank you.